Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Movie Theater Lobby. This week we have a What You Did Say style episode, which, again, since it's still kind of a new thing we're doing, it's our sort of movie recap review-ish.
Yeah, no facts or very minimal facts. We're just talking about the movie and how we feel. We're talking about our feelings.
We are.
Yeah.
It's cathartic.
It's good to talk about your feelings.
Right. So, spoiler warnings right up top.
Oh, we're not leaving anything out.
Yeah, we fully intend to spoil movies in these style episodes. So follow along at your own risk.
Your own risk.
Because this week we're talking about...
Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah, the latest entry in that Final Destination series, long-running series. Mm-hmm. And it seems to have gone off the rails, pun intended, in some cases. After, like, the second entry, I think, was the last one I really enjoyed.
Right.
But the series as a whole has been pretty steady.
On a long list of memorable movie moments, this movie does hold, I think, a place.
It does, yeah.
Because I don't think there's a person out there, well, there's very few people out there who should be driving down the freeway and see a semi-truck with logs attached to it and not have for just a moment a thought that your death is impending.
Yeah, it hangs on you ominously.
Yeah.
So this one, I feel, was sort of a return to form for the series.
Absolutely, yes.
Every time a horror series does for lack of a better word, a Bloodlines entry.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, now we're doing this whole thing where the series now revolves around this one particular Bloodline. It gets tiresome.
Yeah.
But this one actually pulled it off pretty well.
It did, yeah. And I think it's just because of how derailed the series had been before this. It was just comforting to get back to something that we liked before that is now the same kind of as it was before.
Yeah. It was
very familiar.
It was a great comeback.
Yeah, good comeback.
So, do you want to kind of guide us through a little bit?
Yeah. So, I think we'll just go kind of through the plot of the movie and kind of talk about our feelings on this. So, the very first part of this movie opens at the Sky View from 1969.
Yeah. Fictional place, by the way.
Fictional place. But it's kind of like the Spire or, like the
Space Needle.
Space Needle, or in Texas, there's that rotating restaurant. It's kind of something like that.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be really special because you could take an elevator to the top and there's glass floors. And if you're afraid of heights, probably not
a place for you.
Not a place for you. It's not the best place to be. But it opens with this sky view. You see this whole scene go down where
every Final Destination sort of opens with a precognition series of events that one of the principal characters sees the death.
But you don't know that if you were just watching this movie and knew nothing about the Final Destination movies, you wouldn't know that, which is actually kind of funny because I did read that on Mother's Day. They gave this a different title and people went in to watch this thinking that it was a Mother's Day film, that it was like a romantic comedy. And you walked in and you saw like this couple and they're getting engaged and she's pregnant and then it turns into disaster.
A big old death fest.
Yeah. So and I actually read I thought that was hilarious.
So the test screenings turned out very differently.
Yeah. But you don't know that if you haven't seen the series or you're not into the series. Right. You wouldn't know that. You'd be like, what am I watching? Oh my God.
What the hell just happened here?
These people are all dying. Everybody in this Space Needle dies, But then you see that Stephanie Reyes, who's the main character, Stephanie Reyes, I think
Stephanie
it is.
Reyes, yeah.
She's actually having this reoccurring nightmare. And in the nightmare, the main two characters, the woman and the man that this whole thing is about, are her grandparents. And she sees them dying in it. But this actually never happened. That sky view actually never did what it showed at the beginning. Yeah. It just ended up getting decommissioned and then,
It did end up being demolished.
Yes, but not with all those people in it.
Not with all the people in it. Yeah.
So honestly, that first part of that film, chef's kiss.
Really well done.
Very well done.
I really enjoyed that first opening sequence.
Yes. Yeah. And is that the same sequence? We find out later how it actually went down when we talk with Iris later. That's Iris in the film, by the way. The woman, her grandmother's name is Iris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the young woman you see in the beginning. Later on, we meet her as a grandmother.
As an older lady, yes. So she ends up going home because she's got questions. So she's going home to her father, Marty, and her brother Charlie to try to get some answers.
Yes.
And it turns out that Charlie and her don't get along very well.
There's some
because
estrangement.
he feels like she abandoned him, and
she went off to college.
Yeah, and left him there, and so there's some weird stuff going on there. But I think that's pretty typical for some families.
Yeah, some sibling tension.
She also goes to visit with her Uncle Howard, her Aunt Brenda, and her cousins Eric, Julia, and Bobby. So she goes to visit with them too because she feels like maybe her Uncle Howard has some information about where she can find her grandmother, who she's having this reoccurring dream about.
Her mother is gone.
Yeah, estranged again.
Yeah.
Not gone, not dead.
Yeah, not dead. Her mother is estranged.
Yes.
Her father won't talk about the subject.
I won't talk about any of it. Yeah.
So she goes to her aunt and uncle, like you said. Yeah.
And her Uncle Howard's not having any of it either. He doesn't want to talk about it. As far as he's concerned, Grandma's dead to him. Like she abandoned them. Yep. She traumatized them. She's gone. And that's the whole reason why her mother is estranged. It's trauma.
Yeah.
So she goes to her Aunt Brenda and she's like, "Hey, Brenda, please, I just need to find her.
Yeah.
I have questions." She's like, "Oh, well, there may or may not be letters in this, cabinet, in this drawer." Yeah. So she goes and finds these letters, and that's how she ends up deciding to go visit with her Grandma Iris.
Yeah.
So Grandma Iris is living in this crazy...
Yeah, this weird fortified
cabin out in the middle of nowhere. And we find out booby traps everywhere. Yeah. We find out she's not only is she a recluse, she will not leave this cabin. Right. This is a safe place for her. But she's got cancer. Mm-hmm. So she's dying. It turns out that Iris had actually had a premonition about what happened at the tower, which is the same premonition that Stephanie had been having this whole time. And that she had actually stopped this disaster from happening in the first place.
Yeah. That's the whole guiding principle behind every Final Destination movie.
Right. She also ends up finding out that Iris won't leave this cabin because she believes that death is out to get her. And that she is safe in this cabin because she knows his tricks.
Yeah, she can read his tricks. Death can't get him in this cabin.
She can't get him in this cabin. He could try. But there's that one scene where the hanging plant starts to burn the wire or the wood, the rope.
A magnifying glass starts to get sunlight that starts to sizzle the rope of a planter.
And she kicks the spyglass away, and she's like, "Nice try."
Yeah, she throws something at the little magnifying glass. Mm-hmm. "I see you, fucker."
I see you, fucker. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Oh man. Stephanie finds out actually that they all still need to die.
Yeah.
That everybody still needs to die. Like, she's got cancer. He's finally coming after her. But once she's gone, it's going to be bad for everybody else.
Yeah.
And I still think at this point, she's not really
she's
believing it 100%.
Stephanie's still not buying it. Yeah. But Iris is telling her that this is what's happening. Yeah. And it's another conceit in the Final Destination films is you die in the order that you're supposed to
die in the premonition.
Yeah. Death takes everybody in that same order.
In the same order. And I think that's why this film is kind of unique in that she did not die and she is older and she has children now. So
her being alive
is the only thing keeping them alive.
Is keeping them alive because they're not supposed to exist.
No.
She was supposed to die before she gave birth.
Yes.
So that means her entire bloodline shouldn't exist.
Oh, bloodlines.
Yeah. Whoa, what? They said it.
So Stephanie runs out because she's terrified. She's like, this woman's crazy.
This woman's nuts.
This woman's nuts. But it's so important to Iris that she actually leaves the safety of her cabin knowing full well she's probably going to die. And runs out with the book and she hands it to Stephanie and said, "Stephanie, just take the book. Take the book." And Stephanie's like, "No, I don't want the book." And she's like, "Take the book.
Take the book.
Take the book." And then the chimes start ringing and I don't remember the exact
there's a whole
event. But everything happens in an orchestra.
The thing I love about Final Destination films is typically Death, I think, is best friends with Rube Goldberg.
Yeah, super creative.
Everything is a giant Rube Goldbergian machination.
The wind chimes blow, which does this, which does that, which leads to this, and then her face explodes all over Stephanie.
Yeah. That's
all I remember was Stephanie standing there, not bloody, and then all of a sudden she's standing there with blood everywhere.
You laugh at the absurdity
You're like, whoa!
Of the horrifying situation.
And then the very next thought I have is, man, she's going to need therapy.
Yeah.
Because She handled that really well.
Really well. Surprisingly well.
I think I would have shut down.
I probably would have been a wreck.
I would have been a wreck.
I would not have been able to figure out what to do next because I would have curled up into a ball and probably just died right there on the ground.
So Stephanie witnesses her grandmother die.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still not really quite sure, like, if this is real or not.
Yeah.
But she's a little more convinced now. She goes back. They're having a barbecue. Like, everyone's playing. You see, like, this whole scene where a glass breaks and it's in someone's cup of ice. And you're like, oh, that's going to kill someone. You know, like, they're putting you on this path that's not real, which I loved. I loved it.
They're showing you the machinations of death in pieces.
In pieces.
Which then, when it all occurs, it all comes together.
Yeah. So then what's her name? Julia. She's like coughing. And you think, oh my God, she swallowed the glass. She's going to die. And that doesn't happen. No. And then just before you even know what's going on, Howard gets killed with a lawnmower.
Yeah. He steps on the piece of glass, which causes him to fall backward. And then
I think she chokes, she spills her glass, and then
the glass falls out onto the ground. So then he steps on the glass and he falls backward, and then
hits the rake or something,
which starts the
she even moves the rake from underneath the trampoline because she's worried that the mom is there at this barbecue, which is weird. She moves the rake from underneath the trampoline. She's like, oh, no, that could hurt somebody.
Yep.
And by moving that rake, she actually ended up helping this whole thing happen.
Set up the rake to fall on the lawnmower to start the lawnmower running to then take out Howard.
Yeah, in the face.
Oh, boy, what a bad way to go, man.
So now I think everyone's starting to go, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is real.
Uh-huh.
And then the next thing you know, they're outside and she's like, don't do this. Don't do that. Don't go over there. Watch out for the garbage truck. And the Eric, he's like, ooh, scary garbage truck, you know, like, and then he puts his, like, I don't know.
He starts touching the garbage truck and licking it.
Taunting it. Yeah. And then Julia, what does she do? Like trip?
So she's out for a run. And while they were walking to the home, Stephanie had said, well, what if,
this far-fetched thing.
This guy leaf blowing.
Yeah.
What if he blows leaves in the eyes of these kids that are playing soccer and someone kicks the soccer ball, which then causes something blah, blah, blah to happen.
Someone trips and then,
So this big whole
Eric's like,
thing.
Yeah, okay. That's so far-fetched.
Well, you're expecting Eric to die because he is the
next
oldest
in the bloodline.
Child.
Yes.
After Howard dies, he should be the next to die.
Yeah.
And nothing happens. But then you said Julia goes out for a run. And as she's running away from Stephanie and Eric and everyone else all talking, she gets kicked in the head by a soccer ball.
Yeah.
And then falls into a trash bin.
The soccer ball happened because of the leaf blower. And then she falls into a trash bin. The garbage truck then picks up the trash bin and dumps her into the garbage truck. Into the compactor.
Basically, just how Stephanie predicted.
Yeah.
Just not the person she
thought was. Yeah. And then, of course, both of you and I are going, wait a second.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I wonder if Eric's not related to Dad. Because Dad's the next in the bloodline, not Mom.
Yeah.
And Mom could have had kids with anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Mom wasn't blood related.
So Julia gets crushed by the garbage truck. Of course, the family's confused. And then Brenda, the mom, she reveals that he was the product of an affair and not part of Iris's bloodline. Makes sense now.
Well, Eric, before this scene, was in a very perilous situation in the tattoo shop. So when he showed up the next day alive, he was like, I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
You were wrong, Stephanie. This is not true at all.
Yeah. And then Brenda starts crying because she realizes, well, actually, I probably should tell you.
Yeah.
You're not related to your brother and sister.
Yeah. Well, he's related, but not
fully related.
He's a half sibling.
You're a half sibling, yeah. Which, I think at that moment I'd be like relieved.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Whew, dodged that bullet. That sucks, but oh man, I'm so grateful. So then they decide they read about JB in that book. Stephanie reads about this guy named JB in this book. She finds out that he works at a hospital. I don't remember how she figured it out, but
yeah, there were some notes in this book pointing to a person named JB. She ends up tracking JB down through a series of all sorts of connections.
Yeah,
finds him working in a morgue at a hospital.
Yeah, who turns out to be William Bloodworth, who we know from previous.
Yeah, from basically every other Final Destination film.
Played by
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd. And man, was it hard to see him in this film?
It was.
So he not only was suffering from cancer in the film, like that's what he was dying from was cancer. He's actually really dying from cancer.
Yeah.
So when you see him, you're like, whoa, that is not the Tony Todd I've seen.
Yep.
Tony Todd, he was really skinny. It's a shock. But he was actually the kid that died last.
Yeah, he was in, it's revealed that he was in that premonition. He was at the Sky Tower when Iris had her premonition and she shepherded everybody out of the Sky Tower. So nobody died, of course.
So JB actually shouldn't die until Iris's bloodline is gone because all that has to die before he can die. So he's dying of cancer, but he doesn't expect to die of cancer until the bloodline is gone.
Right. We also find out that Iris had been tracking everybody that was there that day. And she discovered that death is taking them in order.
Yes.
But not only taking them, taking their entire bloodline afterward.
Yes.
Before going to the next person that would have died in the scene. Iris then reasoned, hey, my premonition showed me dying and then JB. So by me staying alive, I'm keeping my family alive and JB alive.
And she actually tracks him down to and like teaches him all of the death rules. And then we find out during this visit that there are ways to defeat death.
Yeah.
And the two different ways are taking somebody else's life in exchange for your own or turning out to be clinically dead and then being resuscitated. Because then you've technically died.
You've technically died,
right? So then Eric convinces Bobby. Bobby is his half-brother. Next in the bloodline.
Next in the line.
Next in line. Convinces him, you know what? We're going to kill you. With a nut allergy, peanuts. Of all things.
Yeah, man, there's so many other ways I would have gone about it.
Totally so many other ways. When I saw that, I was like, are you kidding
It's got to be a horrible way to go.
Oh, my God. So he's fatally allergic to peanuts. So this would be, and he's like, don't worry, man. I'll revive you after you die. I've got your
shot
in
the hospital.
Here. Yeah.
Best place to be.
Best place to be. Unfortunately, they're in the MRI room when they're doing all of this. And it begins to, I think someone hits a button and it begins to malfunction.
Yeah, it turns on and starts charging up.
Yeah, and it's charging. Bobby's dying. His face is blowing up.
Yeah.
And suddenly you see Eric's jewelry. So Eric is covered in piercings.
And can I say real quick, hold that thought. He's dying because he's eating a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Well, it's
an off-brand
brand because I'm pretty sure Reese's Pieces
a fictional brand. Yeah, they didn't want to be associated with somebody dying from their product.
Yeah, probably not.
But
pretty much
when given the option of what to die from, initially they were going to get just a pack of peanuts,
dried, unsalted nuts. He's like, I'm not going to die that way.
If I'm going to go out, I'm going to have something good.
Yeah.
And I just have to admit it because I love Reese's peanut butter
I know
cups.
you do.
Sorry. Please go back to the piercings and the MRI machine.
So Eric's piercings start to shake. You can see like his piercings shake. And you saw the same, his piercings were what got him in trouble during the first time he almost died.
Yes.
Because it got caught up in the fan and the fan was going and his piercings were pulled. Well, his piercings did him in again. They didn't do him in.
Not technically, but
they ripped out of his face.
Yeah, painfully.
Painfully into the MRI machine.
Ripped out of his face and his nipples.
And his nipples. And his dick.
Yeah.
And then he gets impaled by a wheelchair. Wheelchair gets blown into the MRI machine. And he's facing the MRI machine. So the wheelchair's at his back. Yeah. And he just basically gets accordioned up into it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine.
That's terrible.
When I was younger, I worked for a cleaning service that cleaned clinics and hospitals overnight. Yep. But I remember when I would be cleaning the MRI room, would see signs everywhere that were like, you know,
no magnetic,
no
metal,
jewelry, no metal, no nothing.
Yeah, serious.
Yeah, the machine's always on, even if it's not on, kind of deal.
It's almost like a gun.
It's always on. Yeah,
treat it like it's always deadly. Loaded.
It's an incredible magnet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I saw somebody with magnets in an MRI room, I was like, oh, God.
This is not going to go well.
Or when I saw somebody with metallic jewelry, I should say, sorry.
Yeah, that was my first thought. And I was like, that thing's going to turn on. All that's just going to rip out of his face. I was not expecting the wheelchair, though.
Right.
Because he's Eric, so I thought he
would be safe.
He'd be safe.
He wasn't related.
Yeah, the jewelry was going to fall out of his face, but he wasn't going to, get killed.
But it's revealed there's another rule.
Yeah, you can't cheat death.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what they were trying to do was cheat death. So you can't get caught cheating death. You can cheat death.
Yeah, you can cheat death.
But you can't get caught cheating death because he'll know.
Yep.
And he found out they were taking way too long.
Yeah.
This took way too long.
Yeah, this was way too much, man. Way too much. Too elaborate.
Too elaborate. So Eric gets accordioned into this thing, and Bobby's on the ground. His face is all puffy. He looks sick. And when he got his candy bar, he got it out of a vending machine in the hallway. And it's that vending machine with the little spirals that turn to... They're usually plastic now, but this one had metal ones in it.
Old school.
He's lying on the ground, and then just suddenly a spring pops out of the machine and goes right into his head.
Yeah, he manages to get up just slightly against the MRI machine.
Yeah, and he's grabbing for his shot to make, because that was his lifeline, and he was almost there. And then
almost. Yeah.
Right in the face. So Bobby gone.
Terrible way to go, man. And we should mention,
though.
In the premonition, there was a penny that was quite involved.
Yes.
In the whole downfall
of the Sky
machination. There's a woman in the lobby of this hospital who ends up finding a penny in this scene. And the penny holds a significance.
Doesn't it fall out of Stephanie's book? And
so it falls out of Stephanie's book, so the old lady picks it up.
Iris had this penny.
Iris had the penny from the Skyview Tower
that
collapse.
Nasty little boy threw, which ended up the whole chain reaction. Yeah.
She stopped that whole chain reaction by taking his penny.
Yes. Yeah, so the penny falls out of the book. Old lady finds the penny. She holds on to it. She does pay with it later, and then it drops down. Yeah, it's the whole thing. So at this point, Stephanie, Charlie, and Darlene's the mom, they decide to drive to Iris's cabin in the hopes that they can too hide from death.
Yeah, that they can hold up in there just like Iris did for so long.
They can too. They just have to get there.
Yep.
And she's not fucking around.
No.
She's like, this gate's closed. We have to hurry.
Yeah, just crash the fuck through it.
Just go through it.
Yep.
So she guns it through this fortified gate.
Yeah, big mistake. I would not have.
Her seatbelt jams in the process.
Seatbelt jams, RV flips over.
Well, the cabin ends up unexpectedly exploding.
Yeah, the actual cabin explodes because that flower pot from earlier, the rope finally snaps, turns on the gas on the gas stove, which then ignites and explodes.
Yeah, and Mom gets blown back, and the vehicle gets tipped over, which sends Stephanie into this like pond. Of course, why would she have a pond there?
It was like a small standing body of water.
Why would she have that there?
I think that was not planned. It was an incidental.
Yeah.
Like maybe there was a rut that had just filled with water.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Anyhow.
Falls over there. Her seatbelt's jammed. She's drowning now in the water. Darlene ends up saving Charlie. Yeah. Before a lamp cuts her in half.
Yeah. So now, because the kids were safe as long as Darlene was still alive.
Yeah, not no more. So, but then Charlie ends up rescuing Stephanie. She dies, and Charlie resuscitates her. They think they're in the
They're clear. They're good to go.
Golden.
Yeah.
They go on a week later. Charlie's going to prom, and he's talking with his prom date's dad, and his prom date's dad is a physician. And they were talking about how she drowned. She said, I died, and then I came back. And he's like, well, really? I mean, you weren't clinically dead. Yeah. After drowning, your heart was still beating. Yeah. So you weren't dead.
You didn't die.
Yeah. And so then all of a sudden you're like, oh, fuck. Another chain reaction happens. And does it start with the penny? Does the
old lady shows up to
get like a lemonade at a lemonade stand or something. Penny falls out of her purse. Penny goes onto the railroad tracks, wedges between the little things that move.
When they're trying to change the track junction.
Yeah, into there. So the track junction doesn't actually change all the way over. It's just kind of halfway. Train derails. What's on the train?
A whole bunch of logs.
Yeah. OMG, it comes full
Call back
circle.
To like the most iconic death in this whole series.
Yes.
Whew.
And they die.
Both of them. Both the kids dead.
Dead.
Which, leads you then to assume JB is next.
JB is probably next. Yeah. And he was so sickly, I'm sure it wasn't very long after.
It probably wasn't much.
All in all, loved this movie.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was really great. I really enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
It was.
It was refreshing to see a series that I do like. I mean, even though movies 3, 4, and 5 were not my favorites, they're still fun to watch the wacky ways that they came up with for death to pull off these elaborate.
It's almost like watching the Fast and Furious series.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, they're not great, but you gotta have an infection in your heart for them sometimes,
But it was fun to see a really good effort done. And it was great to see Tony Todd come back.
It was.
It was great to see little nods here and there to the previous entries in the series. I really enjoyed this film as a whole.
I did too. And I actually don't have any, things I would change or tear apart.
There's not a whole lot I would really mess around with on this one. I think it was good as it was.
Yeah. The only thing I think that you complained about, and you complain about this in almost every horror movie, is that nobody communicates with one another.
Yeah.
If somebody would have just communicated.
If Iris would have communicated to her family when they were younger, instead of just locking them in a house and saying it's for your own good.
Yeah.
I think they would have been more amenable and not just completely wrote her off
if she would have
for their entire lives.
Her family what was happening to all of these people she rescued, and they actually saw that all these people were dying, maybe they would have believed her.
Maybe they would have put 2 and 2 together.
Said they were traumatized and they thought she was crazy.
Yep. Communication, man. Every horror movie does it.
Yeah.
In the defense of the story, it's hard to pull off a lot of these stories if people are communicating.
Yeah, because then where's the urgency?
Where's the problem?
Or where's the issue?
Yeah, the problem's gone away.
There's got to be an
issue. Solved it.
And you got to have something to resolve, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But that does kind of bring to mind a few kind of ideas and topics I'd like to quickly just chat about if you don't mind.
Yeah.
One, as you said, was communication.
Yeah.
Because
God damn it.
Every friggin' time. The impact of lies and secrets and generational lies and secrets. In this film, it's just one generation, 2 generations, basically.
This was a pretty integral one.
Yeah.
You really want people to know what's going on.
And it's something that we say around here all the time, even to our children especially. Communication is key. Just express how you're feeling.
Yeah. I can't read your mind.
It's so much easier if you've done something wrong.
Just fess
Things
up.
are going to be so much better if you just tell me you did.
Yeah.
Than me having to find out about it.
And I think they've thrived under that
umbrella.
Honestly, yeah.
At work, even in the workplace, I've seen the same thing where people who don't communicate just cause problems with other people.
Yeah.
When you take it even grander than that and you go into like family secrets and family lies, and then people find out, generations later, they find out something. They're like, what is my family?
That's not your dad.
Yeah.
Like, poor Eric. Good for you, Eric.
Right, yeah. There are occasions where, yes, okay, maybe it's worthwhile to have a white lie or something like that to spare a situation.
Yeah.
But secrets and lies, they don't hold up, man. Communicate, folks.
What is it? Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt everyone.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep, yeah. No truer words.
No truer words. I also did want to kind of touch on how this film looks at blood ties as fate or destiny.
Yeah.
Almost.
It's going to happen regardless.
Yeah. So, this film does a good job of showing how you're born into the life that your family has set up for you, essentially. And that's not the case with everybody in all of society, but for a lot of, especially people of lower economic status, unfortunately, man,
when you come from something like that, it's hard to get yourself out.
Yeah, they're started with a real shit hand, and they have to work harder than everybody else to get that leg up.
And Stephanie and Charlie had to work.
Yeah,
Stephanie really and Charlie hard.
had to work so much harder because everybody else before them just swept everything under the rug.
Yeah.
If they would have just started with communication from the get-go, maybe there would be a better plan in place for protecting.
And a lot more time to figure it out.
Yes. Instead of Iris having all the knowledge, Iris's daughter would have had Deborah, right?
Deborah, yeah.
She would have had knowledge. She could have passed on to her children. Yeah, just bloodline destiny.
Yeah.
And I think that was something that this film was really touching on.
Yeah. It also really touches on the whole butterfly effect thing, too.
Yeah.
One little thing happens and it just
just
if that one little thing didn't happen, how things could have been totally different. I actually just posted on Facebook today about how, there are certain moments in life where if they didn't happen, things would be so much different.
Yes.
And that's just so true. Just the littlest thing in your life happens and everything changes.
Yeah, one person decided not to run for president in 2016.
Yeah.
Man,
what happened there?
Life would have been so much different.
Right? That's not a little thing, though.
No, that's not a little thing. That's one of the biggest tragedies that's happened in our country. The kind of last thing I want to touch on, aside from just any other opinions we may have, was Tony Todd in this film. Because he's been a staple in the series. He's been kind of that staple man of wisdom. that has been present for the audience the whole way through. And his final speech especially.
So touching.
It was very touching.
It made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was like he was saying goodbye to us.
And in fact...
as an audience.
It was.
That makes me feel even sadder.
They had scripted lines for him.
Yeah.
But he asked if he would be allowed to provide some of his own words.
With his own words. So
the very last things he says before he walks through that door carrying that box, where he's looking directly at the camera at this point.
Yeah, it made my heart feel
because
pain.
the kids asked him for any advice.
Yeah.
And he says, I intend to enjoy the time I have left. And I suggest you do the same.
Yeah.
Life is precious. Enjoy every single second. Yeah. You never know when. Good luck. And then he walks away. That was his own words. He wanted to say that final statement. And the producers knew maybe it wouldn't be his final movie.
Yeah.
But it would certainly be his final destination.
Yeah. Oh, so Brandon. Come on now.
So they wanted to give him one opportunity at least
to say
his piece.
Something to his people.
So it wasn't just him saying goodbye to the characters. It wasn't just Tony Todd saying goodbye to the series, but it was Tony Todd, this man of wisdom, this ever-present man of wisdom, relaying one last little bit to the audience.
Yeah. I had read somewhere too that he really pushed the writers, the directors of this series to try to get them to go so that he could finish out the series with it. And he also felt like it only made sense to do it that way. And they really took it to heart and tried to finish it as quickly as possible. Yeah. And I'm glad they did because he was able to put that final piece in.
Yeah, it was such a great scene. I love that scene so much.
Yeah.
Tony Todd obviously he's a horror icon.
He is. Yeah.
He's been around for so long. I always think of him as Candyman.
Yeah, as I say, Candyman is the one I always think of. Yeah. But he was also that Cajun guy in Hatchet.
Yeah.
That was a really good one too. Yeah, he's been in so many films.
He's been in so many films, so many horror films and other films besides.
Sure, absolutely.
But he's such an icon in film history. He's never been the A-lister.
I don't think he ever wanted to be.
No, I don't think so. I think he enjoyed...
He's happy being where he was at.
He enjoyed having his fans who are truly devoted to the genre that he...
loves
and was a huge part of.
Yeah.
I think that was great for him.
Yeah, it was cool seeing him in this for one last time. Like I said, it was shocking to see him. I don't think I saw any of the previews, and maybe he was in the previews, so maybe it wouldn't have been as shocking for some people to see him that way, but I don't think I ever saw any previews beforehand, and I've never really looked at pictures of him when he was at his sickest.
Right. From the way you're so used to seeing him, to seeing him in that stage.
Yeah, it was shocking. Very touching. You guys lived life to the fullest.
Think of it as an inspirational note.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say on
No,
Bloodlines?
I think, like I said, I really liked this movie, so I don't have a lot of criticism for this one. It did what it was supposed to do. It didn't overdo it. It didn't underdo it. It relayed the feeling of the first film, which was wonderful. The reason I liked this was because it made me feel like that feeling I felt when I watched the first one, when I loved Final Destination.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great film.
It's such a great one.
Yeah.
Imagine you were in a Final Destination situation. Do you think you'd find a way to
I would die.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I would too.
I mean, I might try, but I'm still probably going to die. I would probably be just like Eric and Bobby, trying and failing.
I have no doubt that I would not cheat death. I would not manage.
I would try.
Sure, I would try.
You're going to die anyways. You may as well try, right?
But knowing me, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Overthinking it.
I got to find a way to cheat death here.
But I'm not cheating you.
I'm gonna cut my head off because it'll be quick, not realizing that I'll be fucking dead.
Yeah, right. Okay. That's an extreme situation. But yes, I hear what you're saying. So, I'm going to drown myself and then bring myself back to life. And you're like, oh shit, I forgot to bring somebody else with me.
I can't swim. It's perfectly logical.
I can't swim. And then you can't get back out. You didn't bring anybody with you. Yep, I could totally see that.
All right, so we know we wouldn't survive Final Destination.
No.
I don't know if there are plans for a sequel to this.
Yeah.
I would expect there probably will be with how well this one did. It didn't, it wasn't a blockbuster.
Right.
But I'm certain it brought in enough money to tell the execs, okay, we need another one still. If they do a sequel, do you think it's something you'll sit down to watch again?
Well, so it won't be probably a sequel because everybody died. So it would be...
Well, another in the series.
Yeah, it would be if it's an all-new story that is similar to the last story? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think this is one where they could come out with Final Destination 30 and it would still be fairly interesting because you can come up with all these different stories. I mean, they're all little self-contained worlds where these people are living their lives. And I love stories about people just living their lives. I like to think about other people living in the world, and they're all living these complex little lives, but we don't know about them. You know, I'm living my own complex little life, and that's enough for me. But everybody's living the same life I'm living, just over there.
Yep.
And so you get a little glimpse into this like complex life of this one moment.
This one family.
Yes. And while it is a horror film and it's not, you don't get to know everything about them.
Sure.
You absolutely learn a lot about them because this one has to do with the past 1969 and the grandmother and the mother and the uncle and all the kids and the cousins. And I mean, I liked it. So if they can continue to do stuff like that with, the actors in this film are great.
Yeah, they were really good.
If they could keep doing things like that with the type of actors they have now without having Tony Todd in it.
Right.
It's not going to have the same feel because I'm going to know all the time that he did that last one.
Yeah.
Well, that he did that last one and that he probably thought in his mind, that's probably going to be the last one. So if they do more, it's, going to have a little bit of a different feel.
Yeah. But it'll have a different feel, but I think the key is waiting for the right story.
Yeah. Because, and not just pumping out a bunch of bullshit.
I think that's the key.
Please
that's
hold
what
off
happened
for a good story.
With Bloodlines is I think they waited for the right story and they finally got it. So I think
something
if they
Fast
can do
and
that
Furious
again,
should have taken a page out of
long ago. But I'll still sit down and watch them.
I know.
As mind-numbing as they are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have any other topics you want to chat about?
I think we've gone on long enough on this one.
Yeah, I think we have to. So as always, folks, thank you for joining us. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
We're out there on the socials, the Movie Theater Lobby. If you haven't found us by now on socials, but you've heard us here, whatever, come find us. We try to put out fun little topics here and then to chat about.
Or not so fun ones. Sometimes they're kind of sad.
Sometimes they're a bit sad, but, we try our best to mitigate that.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, everyone, and thank you, Leia.
Thank you, Brandon.
We will see everyone next week for another shorter
What you did say?
Episode. What you did say, probably, yeah.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens. All right, folks. We'll see ya.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.